What is up, guys? I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and today we're covering some more r/am I the butthole. If you're new here, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe and maybe that notification bell too. And a huge thank you to the members of our channel. And as always, we got another new member to our channel and thank you so much. You guys have been absolutely amazing with your support just recently. Welcome to our new member, Jessica Fultz. You're truly appreciated. Thank you so much. And I know there's only so many times someone can say thank you in a video, but as I just said, the support over the last few days to this channel has been absolutely amazing. The comments, the likes, the new subscribers, all I can say is thank you from the bottom of my heart. You know, it's been it feels like it's been a long grind and I feel like we're slowly moving upwards. I probably jinxed it by saying so, but thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the time out of your day. I really appreciate it. And with that being said, let's get on with today's stories. Much love, guys. Our first story comes from Motsaboy256. Am I the arsehole for leaving the family restaurant and starting my own after finding out I wouldn't inherit it? My dad owns a pizza place that was handed down to him from my grandfather. I've been working at the pizza place for my whole life, even part-time while I got a business degree. I found out early last year that my dad had willed the restaurant to my stepmom. His reason being she needs to take care of it after he dies, and that it would go to me after she died. I was pissed and quit the next day. My dad ended up hiring 2 people to make up the work I was doing. Now this is the potential arsehole part. A month after I quit, I found a great location where another pizza place had shut down. I bought it and had it up and running in 2 months. My restaurant is takeout only, but my business is doing extremely well. My dad reached out to me last September and said his restaurant was losing business because of me and to please come back to the family business. He offered to buy my business so I'd get something out of it. I declined the offer. Now the craziness of 2020 happened and my restaurant was already set up for takeout. I'm only seeing a 5 to 10% drop in revenue. The family restaurant, however, is going under. Now there's a whole lot of arguing about me causing my dad's family to become financially ruined. Am I the arsehole? As always, I think it's one of these stories that could potentially go both ways, but in my opinion on this story, I think the OP was in the right to do what he did. I mean, he clearly wants to run his own business, he's doing his business degree, so he's clearly setting himself up for this kind of situation where he was going to be running his own business. And you know, it looks like that's what he's learned his whole life, so of course he's going to start a business doing that. And it wasn't his fault his father's place was going under. With the virus going on, he was clearly set up for takeout only while his father wasn't, so he was clearly going to lose some of his business anyway compared to the son. So I'm going to have to say not the arsehole in this situation, but what do you guys think about this story? Let me know in the comments below and don't forget to vote in that top right hand corner. Our next story comes from Unhappy Dad Man. Am I the arsehole for making a complaint against a nursery worker due to how she reacted to my wife picking our kid up? My wife, 36, and I, 37 male, have 2 kids, a daughter 8 and a son 3. My wife is an essential worker as she's a doctor. She works extremely long hours with hardly any days off, whilst I work a typical 9 to 5 job, so I've always taken care of arranging the kids for school and care, etc. Well, with lockdown, I've been able to homeschool my daughter, but since my wife is an essential worker, my son's nursery has still been able to take him in, so I have to drop him off there as normal, as even though I'm homeschooling my other kid, I'm fitting that around me working from home. It makes it easier for my son still to have his routine, so I can do my work and so on. Anyway, I was going to pick him up like normal, but my wife chose to do it as she was off at that time and could actually get him. The people at this nursery know my wife, as do the parents, even though she's rarely there. She was actually happy to be able to pick our son up from nursery for once, and I thought it went fine until she came home in tears. She told me this nursery worker who just started there didn't believe that my wife was our son's mother, as this worker has only ever seen me. The other workers and my son told her that my wife was in fact the mother and that she wasn't a danger to my son. The new worker still didn't believe it and said that she didn't feel comfortable with letting a 3-year-old go off with a random woman she'd never seen before. My wife got really upset, and it then upset my son as everybody was practically saying there was no danger as my wife was a mother. A few other parents got dragged into this and backed up the other staff, and it was only through relenting that the new worker gave up, but she made a really angry comment along the lines of, "Maybe if you were here more often I wouldn't have to verify your identity." My wife wants to forget it happened, but I am very angry, so the next day I picked up my son and asked to speak to the woman in charge about the new worker. She wasn't there when it happened, but I complained and said how my wife was treated was ridiculous and that the co-worker was out of line for a snide comment at the end. The woman wasn't happy, and I've now learnt the new worker has been given a severe warning and that her behaviour is being watched. The parents who backed my wife up are torn. Some think I did the right thing as the woman didn't act professional, whilst others think I'm the arsehole for interfering. My wife is annoyed and she thinks I shouldn't have said anything. I really don't know if what I did was right or wrong. So, am I the arsehole? In respect, I don't think the employee was the arsehole until that very comment where she said, maybe if you were here more often, I wouldn't have to verify your identity. Because they are responsible for children, and you can't just let children go to a random person that they've never seen before. So I could totally, and I wouldn't take other parents' opinions on that. I'd want to be sure myself. I would want to verify 100% myself before I let a child go into someone that I don't know's hands, you know. But the comment was way out of line. I read further below that the OP said the wife would have happily gave over her identity if she asked for it, but she didn't ask for it and just made a snide comment instead. So I'm going to have to say not the arsehole purely because of the comment. The comment was totally wrong. Whereas if you would have complained and she hadn't made that comment, I think you would have been the arsehole. Anyway, let me know what you guys think by commenting below, and don't forget to vote in that top right hand corner. Our next story is from Back to Work Fight. Am I the arsehole for returning the TV and Switch I bought after my parents said they need to be shared with the family? I am 21 female. I moved back in temporarily with my family because my college campus shut down. I'm renting the basement of the house and working and living from there. I have a summer internship that pays pretty well. I'll be going back to college in the fall if it reopens and rooming with my friends in an apartment. But back home, I have 2 siblings, 4 male and 6 female. I'm not really close with them. We were born so far apart. I was in high school and also working 2 jobs when my sister was born, and I was in college and working when my brother was born. I was just always so busy, and we didn't have the experience a lot of siblings had of growing up together. I get along with them and I babysit sometimes, but not so often. Anyway, with quarantine going on, I bought myself a couple of things to pass the time. A Switch, a docking station, a couple of controllers and a 60-inch TV. I bought it with all my savings from a well-paying engineering internship I worked last summer. I wanted to put it in the basement where I'm living, but my parents want me to put it all in the family room so my siblings could share it. I said I want to keep it all in the basement because some of my games aren't kid friendly. I also like to voice chat with friends when we play, and some of what we talk about is either stuff I'd like to keep private or stuff that's not appropriate for my siblings to hear. Plus I bought the stuff for myself, and I was worried my siblings who are very young and not very careful with things would break it. My parents said that I was staying in their house, and if I'd be staying some compromises would have to be made. They wanted me to keep the TV and Switch upstairs so we could do things as a family, and because my siblings were very excited to play. They said that was just a house rule, and that I would have to follow living with a family. Family shares. I said that I think that rule makes sense for my young siblings, that at their age they're learning to play nicely with others. But I'm a lot older than them. I'm buying my toys with my paycheck rather than getting them from Santa, and I don't think that same rule should apply. So I returned the Switch, TV and all the accessories. I decided instead to save my money for later. Maybe some travel with friends where travel becomes possible again. My parents are upset with my choice and my siblings are tantruming every day. I tried to keep the peace by giving my family a PlayStation 2 my friend was getting rid of, plus a monitor that I got for free a while back. Literally found it on the side of the road with a busted HDMI cord and got it working by replacing the cord. And my parents were mad that I was giving my siblings free trash. My siblings were not interested in playing with it. Am I the arsehole for returning the Switch instead of sharing it with my family? There's several things that I'm spotting that's kind of wrong with this story. I mean, she first initially says she's renting the basement of the house, so I assume she's paying some sort of rent towards the parents to live in the basement, so she should be able to do what the hell she wants. If she wants that TV downstairs in the basement, she should be able to do it, along with her Switch. I'm sure she wouldn't have minded once in a while babysitting and the kids playing with it downstairs in the basement, you know, every once in a while, not all the time. And then the parents started leveraging you for it, telling you that we share in this house, and if you're going to have those things, we have to share because you're living in our house, which is totally wrong, especially if she was renting, like I said just a moment ago. And then picture this situation, when she eventually does move back out and she wants to take her TV and Switch with her, imagine the tantruming that will happen then. Whew, that'd be 10 times the amount, right? So I'm gonna have to say not the arsehole in this situation. I feel a tad sad for the kids that are not going to play on the Switch. I love a Switch. I love the Switch. It's really good. So I feel a little sorry for him in that respect, but not the arsehole in this situation. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote in that top right hand corner. Our next story comes from a throwaway account. Am I the arsehole for telling my mum she's killing her son with her enabling behaviour. My entire family is morbidly obese. My mum weighs over 400 pounds at 5'5". My dad weighs around 300 pounds at 6 foot. My brother is only 14 and has been steadily gaining 50 pounds a year and is well on the way to becoming 400 pounds. Recently, I lost 200 pounds and I now weigh 140 pounds at 5'5". I've never been happier. My brother has always told me in private that he hates himself for being so fat and he wishes he could play football at school. He also told me about how he's getting teased about his weight. Hearing this broke my heart. He wasn't ready to tell any of this to our parents, so I took him to a doctor myself so we could get therapy and told him that if our parents aren't willing to pay for it, I'll pay for it out of pocket. He was formally diagnosed with binge eating disorder, anxiety and depression. Since I had so much success losing weight, I gave him tips and made him a meal plan, taught him how to cook very simple meals and got him basic ingredients that he can cook with. He was happy and motivated. However, obviously he didn't live with me, and after about half a year of this, he hadn't lost any weight and in fact gained. So we worked through his daily intake to see where his extra calories were coming from. I found out that my mother has been intentionally sabotaging him. According to him, she buys him huge chocolate bars, family-sized bags of chips, orders him own pizzas when he asks for her not to, when they get takeaway, etc. Not only that, but apparently when he tries to cook anything, she helps out by adding extra butter for taste to vegetables, potatoes, etc. When I found this out, I was absolutely fuming. I grabbed a big bag, went to their cupboards and grabbed every unhealthy thing I could find. My mum was at home at the time, but she started screaming at me, asking what I was doing, and I just said, I'm taking brother's name back to my house, and that's where he's staying for the near future. You're an enabling monster and you're killing your son, and I'm sick of watching you abuse him by feeding him such shit. He's lived with me for the past few months during quarantine. I don't want to get full custody of him. Since he's been here with me, he's lost 40 pounds, and I'm extremely proud of him. However, neither my mum nor dad have reacted well to this, and they keep calling me and sending me angry voicemails about how I kidnapped their son and I'm going to jail. The rest of the family sided with my parents and said that I was disrespectful and fat-phobic, and that being on the heavier side is in our genetics as family, and I'm making my brother hate himself because he's trying to be something he's not. Even some of my friends said I should not be taking him away from his parents, since my house is quite far away from his school and he would have to move schools if he were to live with me. Am I the asshole? You gotta back the OP in this situation, surely. He's just trying to make his brother better. And what's wrong with that? I mean, look at the weight, man. That is absolutely huge. And like he said, it's killing him. It is literally killing him. It's abuse all over. But what worries me is how the courts would react if it does get legal, or how CPS would react. Because even though it's abuse, I imagine they would back the parents and then try to get him some sort of diet, which clearly hasn't worked from before. So, I don't know. I'm not the arsehole in the situation, but it's so sad. What do you guys think in this situation? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote in that top right hand corner. Our next story is from a throwaway account. Am I the arsehole for not wanting to pay my artist her amount? I run a subscription based service and have a few artists. I've worked with one of them for about 3 years now, and though we've had our rough patches, things were always good. I've always paid her on time, the amount she asked for, and immediately. She can even vouch for that. Besides that, I do nothing but praise her work and her skills. I have a large fan base, so I quite literally helped her grow. Now, due to the virus, I wanted to limit the amount of work done this month so that I could have enough money in the next few months to successfully handle any issue that should arise. My artist rates are $50 per image. I wrote out a monthly plan and decided to order only 2 images so that I'd pay $100 for this month, then continue for the next few months. I told her this and she was fine with it. Now she takes her time to do the work. I know art takes long, but she said herself that she likes to take extra time to draw. I'm talking 1 week sprite character. She has said she spends most of the time not drawing and draws when she wants, which is fine. However, payment day is today and she sends me the usual receipts, only this time instead of $100 it's $400. Now I'm willing to go ahead and pay that, but I was confused, so I asked her why the amount was that high. She told me that because she drew it faster than usual, that was the price. Now I'm simply confused. I confront her about it, and she combats with the statement, if you can't afford me, don't hire me. We've been working together for 3 years. I paid her high amounts and boosted her recognition. It feels like a slap in the face to say that to someone who has been a good person to you. Now again, she could have told me. If she would have told me that she was going to charge for a faster price, I'd have had no issues. But to spring things randomly on me, I believe is unfair. It's like ordering a pizza delivery for $20. Then when the pizza guy comes to your door, he tells you that the price is $150 because he got there faster. Now, you all know here, I truly believe artists should get their full amount, what they requested, you know. But the thing is, they agreed to amount beforehand. The OP never asked for it for any faster, and then the artist is charged this on top. So I think this makes the artist the arsehole in the situation. You can't just add prices willy-nilly. It just doesn't work like that, you know. Regardless if OP has helped the artist along the way gain like popularity or whatever, that doesn't matter hit near or there. It doesn't really matter at all. The fact of the matter is, this is simple business, and the artist is wrong in this situation. But what do you guys think? Let me know. I might be wrong here. Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to vote in that top right hand corner. Anyway guys, thank you for being here today. The time out of your day, as I said at the start, is truly appreciated. You're blowing my mind just recently. I can't believe what is going on. Like, at the start of this year, sorry, I'm going to ramble a bit here, so bear with me. At the start of this year, I changed the channel name and I had a loss of subscribers, like constantly. I mean, it was downhill for at least probably 2 months. I had the occasional like 1 or 2 gained subscribers. I think I lost about 1,000 subscribers because people didn't know who I was anymore. And to finally find a subreddit that I really love doing this subreddit, and then for you guys to enjoy it too, it just brings tears to my eyes, man. It's like, oh, thank God. Thank you for being here, guys. You're truly appreciated, and I will see you in the next one. Take care now. Goodbye.